Will the fired Dallas police officer face trial for a shooting that was recorded on video? Fox 4's Sean Rabb has been talking with many attorneys today who say despite what we have all seen, Carden Spencer's fate is not yet sealed. Sean, tell us more.
Well, Clarice, first of all, going back to 1973 with Santos Rodriguez, only one Dallas police officer has been indicted for a shooting while in the line of duty since 1973. Now, prosecutors will present a case to 12 people on a grand jury. They'll look at and listen to evidence, go through a packet from the defense who cannot appear before that grand jury, and then decide if Carden Spencer should go to trial. The video you've seen and will see again, just one piece of the picture.
It's my understanding that it wasn't unanimous to fire this officer.
No.
Dallas Police Chief David Brown answering tough questions from Steve Eager on Fox 4 News at 9 Thursday, hours after firing Officer Carden Spencer, seen on home surveillance video shooting mentally ill Bobby Bennett, who had a knife.
This is a very difficult time for the department, but what's more important, I think citizens of Dallas want to see transparency, and they want to see the right thing done.
But a Dallas County judge did not think the right thing was to sign an aggravated assault warrant against Spencer that would have led to his arrest, instead instructing detectives to refer the case to the grand jury.
The judge may have wanted to just have 12 members of the community decide whether or not charges should be filed against that officer.
Attorney Kevin Brooks, former prosecutor now in private practice, warns those charges may never come.
He could very easily be no bill depending on what evidence is brought before that grand jury.
Just because there's a videotape doesn't mean that's a lay down guilty.
Former prosecutor, now defense attorney Toby Shook, says the video itself does not prove Carden Spencer acted recklessly.
The law does not require you to be under direct attack. You can shoot if all the facts and surrounding circumstances, you have a reasonable belief that you have to defend yourself.
When I saw it, of course, I instantaneously thought of Blake Hubbard, because the facts are so similar in character.
I'm trying to take care of us as citizens to be able to defend themselves.
17 years ago, John Reed represented then Grand Prairie officer Blake Hubbard for shooting and killing Joe Calloway, a mentally ill man who had a buck knife. Reed won acquittal.
Don't shoot first and ask questions later.
The late Johnny Cochran came to town as tensions were high.
None of these cases are slam dunk because they're all very emotionally motivated cases. And so you have to overpower people's emotion with reality.
Even when the emotions are tied to the reality of a shooting on a security camera video.
It looks worse than it is, but you have to be there in the mind of the officer at the time of the event in question.
So, Clarice, again, since 1973, just one other officer indicted. That was Blake Hubbard. He was, again, acquitted at trial, and no word today on whether the district attorney's office received that grand jury referral from Dallas police.
Sean, do we know what will be in those documents that do go to the grand jury?
Yeah, well, we have a pretty good idea. We know the prosecution is able to present, if you will, a mini case to the grand jury, including witnesses. We will also have in that grand jury package certainly the video, but also the 911 call from Joyce Jackson, that is Bobby Bennett's mother, witness statements, etc. The defense cannot appear before the grand jury. They'll present a packet of affidavits from people they've spoken to, statements from expert witnesses they plan to have testify should it go to trial. All of that will be presented to the jury. They will then look at it, this grand jury, and decide, is there enough here to prove willful intent or reckless acts on the part of Carden Spencer, and should he go over to trial?
We'll continue to stay with it, Sean. Thank you.
Okay.